morning. In today's video, I will be doing Miss Jordyn Woods inspired makeup look, and we're going to be talking about how this guy was trying to play me. So I'm going to start off with the eyebrows. I'm going to use my NYX Won't Stop, Can't Stop Concealer. Warm Honey. Good morning, guys. If you're coming in, please like this live. Feel like cooking. Okay, guys. So yesterday, I went to go get my mission done, right? So the person, no, decent young guy, and I wasn't flirting with no one. He looked it familiar, but I didn't pay it no mind. So I said, yeah, let me call. It'll be cold Tuesday, right? So he said, yeah, I'm just gonna check your mission. So he gonna say, he was telling me, I look beautiful by the way, and I said, okay, thank you. I don't get big headed. That's just not my forte. Good morning. So he said, well, it's a kiosk in the Kroger. I'm like, I know that. I'm just letting him talk. I said, okay. So he said, if you have any questions, he's going to write his name and number on the emission paper, right? So I said, okay. So, and he wrote his name Raw. I'm like, Raw. I said, that sounds familiar. I said, is that the same guy? So I pulled off. I didn't know. I didn't pay it no attention. So I pulled off and I said, oh, that's the same guy that got mad with me 2 years ago because he was trying to talk to me. He was trying to go out with me, right? And I told him he was too young. He was 22 at the time and I was 30. And I told him, no, you too young. You're a baby. He said he got mad to my. Everybody keeps saying that I got my own car, I got my own place, and that's good. But you don't get an attitude if you're mature. Don't get an attitude because you can't have it your way, and that's why people feel like, well, you know, you're a baby. Hold on, guys. Somebody at the door. I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. So he got mad. So he got mad, right? That I told him he was too young, which was the truth. Like, you are too young. You're still a baby. You still trying to get to know yourself and the world. So I just I heard from him. I haven't heard from nothing else because I think last year, the year before, he said that he was leaving the place. So he said, "Well, you need me to move into another location." And I said, "Okay, no problem, right? No problem." He didn't, because he didn't want to talk to me anymore because I told him he was too young. So yesterday, when he wrote his number down, so I typed in his number. I said, "Oh, this is the same guy that got mad with me because he was." I said he was too young, and I think that was about 2 years ago. So I told him, "Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what I told him." Good morning, guys. You guys are going to flip. This is an iconic story. So after he did my mission, he said, "I only got next year. That's it. I don't have to do no more." I said, "Oh," I said, "Hey." I'm gonna say, "Sean, I didn't pay no attention, but you cut your hair. You look different. I'm the young lady from before. And I think last year or the year before, you got mad with me because I said you was too young. So I'm the lady that just left, and Happy New Year to you." Right? So that's what he said. Happy New Year to me. So he didn't respond back. I know he seen the text because he wasn't doing nothing. It was slow that day, so it wasn't fast or anything. So he texted me back probably uh maybe 1 or 3 o'clock that day. So he said, "Happy New Year to you." I said, he said, "Okay." So this was another trick that I did. I said, "Hey, I have a question, a quick question for you. I'm not trying to come off a certain way. I just want to be honest." I said, "Are you seeing anyone right now? And how old are you? You 24, right?" So I know I was right. So he's, 24 because he was 22. That was 2 years ago when he got mad with me. So he texted me 6 o'clock this morning, scared me out my sleep because I was going back and forth to the restroom, you know, and I was getting relaxed and going back to sleep. Phone said ding, and that was him. 6 o'clock this morning. Now I texted him yesterday around 3 in the evening. No response. Right. So he said, "I'm taken." I said, "Thanks for being honest. I respect that and take care." That's what I told him back this morning. I said, "Okay." Because let me tell you this, I always have a feeling when guys trying to be players, and I don't know why, like, I always go through that. I really don't know why, like, I always going through so much. Like, I can't never find a decent guy that really likes me for me and instead of trying to be a player. So it is very hard for me. And the thing is, I get so sad because sometimes, I try to give people a chance, then it's like I give the wrong people a chance. And yes, I know he was a, younger than me. But, you really think that people have grown up or have matured. And I said, I thought about it, I said, he really, took me as a fool. That was making me upset because if you have a girlfriend, why are you trying to talk to other women? And the thing is, a lot of these men still don't get enough of that. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Because there's so many diseases out here, and that's what people don't want to talk about or try to avoid. Why are you trying to avoid? It's the truth. It is the truth because you can't avoid something um, that's happening every day. You see people on social media crying because they have STDs. They can't get rid of that stuff. They got to be on 8 to 10 pills to take a day. Then we got have these health insurance that don't really want to help you. You got to pay out of pocket majority of the time to get. You know, it's crazy. So it's so funny that people out here still trying to be a player, and it's all these different diseases going on. This stuff is real, and I don't understand that about him. Yes, you young, but you need to be aware, and that's why I say if you don't want to be in a relationship, you shouldn't be in a relationship. If you want to be casually dating, you should just do that. That's just my opinion. Try a man who lives for the Most High God and treats you the way God says He should from day one. I wish I could meet a man like that, but it's hard. It's really hard, and I'm at a point in my life that I just feel like dating is just not for me personally because I've been mistreated. I've been done wrong. I don't dress in a sexual way. I don't come across as a sexual way. When I got my admissions, I wasn't dressed in a sexual way. I had what you call not a beanie, um, a skull cap on, had my glasses on. I didn't have my wig. I just had my hair pulled back like that and put that on top. I wasn't looking cute. My eyebrows were done, but I just don't understand why I keep attracting men that are, a narcissist or want to be a player, and that's why I don't really want to date, nobody because I'm afraid of that. I don't want to go through that. My mom went through that, and I don't want to go through that at all. I want to, be friends with a person first. Then, we really like each other. Then go on dates. Then take time to get to know each other. Then, get engaged. I want things like that. But unfortunately, it's sad that I can't have it, right? People saying use discernment. I did use the discernment, but it's still so many guys that want to play games, just want to sleep around, trying to see if you easy and this and that. I just feel like dating is just not for me. I really do like it, and it do hurts. It do hurts. I'm not being funny. It hurts. It hurts a lot that I'm not able to date, and people feel like that I have dated so many men because they looking at my body. They not looking at my communication skills. They not looking at who I am as a person. They looking at my face and my body. And that pisses me off sometimes because it's like I'm not here for a sexual call. That's not for me. Because I want to get to know a person on an intelligent level. And I'm not a sexual person. I'm a Scorpio, but every Scorpio is not like that. This I pray you blessings with the husband of God's choosing. You have gotten much better with your makeup. I thank you so much, my love. Um, but it's just I don't know what to say or do anymore. It's like it's very hard to really distinguish, who's a good person or it's just hard. And people feel like I'm the problem. I'm not a problem. I'm not a controlling person. I'm just very simple. All I ask for respect and love. But people can't do that. People want to be out here and be players. We're going to use the Glow Skin Filter. This is like a dupe of Rihanna concealer. But this one have this, it's a highlighter, skin tight, and primer. But it's just like gets on my nerves that I can't really trust people. And it's like you can't trust men either because they're going out here trying to spend money on women, laying up with women. It's just really hard. And people be like, well, you just need to get out there. It's pointless to me sometimes. It really is because when men see you, their eyes get big and you trying to start a communication, they acting insecure. And it's like, why I always getting pushed back to like the back, seem like. And it bothers me a lot because it's like, why? Why I can't find someone that's decent? Why I can't find someone that's not insecure, that's a leader, that don't care what people say, they not materialistic. But they still look good. But yeah, so the little mission guy was trying to be a little player. And I knew that from when he gave me the paper. And I'm not gonna be funny, y'all. I mean, I'm not, you know, I feel I feel sad because it's not that people probably say, "Oh, she's just desperate. She got to be with somebody." No, I just be wanting to talk to someone, especially a guy perspective. And it's just I don't know. It just don't work out for me with dating. I just don't know why. It just do not work out for me. You can be the beautiful woman. You can be a beautiful woman, but you still get mistreated, and that's how I am. I get mistreated. And sometimes I just feel like, do I belong in this world or what is it? And people trying to figure me out. Oh, you don't have kids, and you're pretty. Pretty don't have nothing to do with it. I'm tired of people trying to put me in a bottle. Looks don't get you nowhere. And I'm tired of people thinking that, like, oh, you're pretty. Pretty get you to what, the bedroom and what, jewelry and stuff. I'm more than that. I'm more than that. I'm more than just a body pleaser, you know? And they just really like that really kind of got to me because it's like you really think that you was gonna try to use me. And there's so much crazy stuff going on. Like these women are crazy too. You're not gonna get me caught up into no mess. I'm just saying that these men do not care. They have the audacity to try to get you laying up with you, knowing that they have a whole wife or a whole girlfriend. And that's why I say if you're not happy, then you need to stay single. Get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? I hate men like that. So-called men. I don't like men trying to be players and have two or three girlfriends. That's disgusting to me. And like I said, it's so many diseases going on. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, trying to run away from it like, it's whatever. And, people try to feel like you trying to judge them. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying where it's going to get you. That's already too many soul ties. Then you think that person going to be faithful? You don't think that person going to step out? They going to be tired of you? You can't read people's minds. And then you have a disease that you can't get rid of, or or you get hurt. That's the realization. Like I was gonna tell him off. I was finna give him a whole speech, and I was gonna tell him, don't you ever in your life try to try me like that again. Because it's like, yes, I'm a woman, and yes, I'm older, but you're not finna play them games. I've been through that before when I was younger. I thought, guys liked me for me, and they didn't. They just want to sleep around. And, when you don't give people what they want, they don't want to be bothered with you no more. So, that do hurt you because it'd be like, dang, so you didn't want to be involved with me only for your sexual pleasing. That's why I just telling my mom, I just say, I just feel like it's just not meant for me to date. I just really do. It's the same toxic traits of these men keep doing the same thing. And I just say, I just might well be by myself. Because you get tired of men that just don't want to do right. And people be saying, well, because it's that state and this and that. It's all over. People travel all over. So you can't just say, oh, it's that city and this and that. It's all over. People doing it. The music industry brought that to people thinking that was cute and funny in their music. Everybody want to have threesomes. Everybody, um, want to have two girlfriends and want you to be with the girlfriend. And I'm like, what kind of mess is that? Like, what happened to like one single love? Like, really, like, what happened to real love? That's people thinking that that's love. No, that's a preference and a liking that you have. Like, that's a fetish. That's just my opinion. And I don't like that. That's just, there's too much going on. And there's always somebody going to get jealous. Uh-uh. Because there people saying, you never had a threesome. And I'd be like, what? I say, hell no. Why y'all think that's cute? And they be looking at you crazy like something wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with me. Y'all are disgusting. Why y'all act like y'all can't be with one person? Everybody feel like if a man don't work out. Now this how I feel. People feel like if a man don't work out, they go get a woman. No, because the same thing. Y'all gonna be fighting too. So that's why I say you might well be with a man. I don't understand that. Maybe this is not my generation or whatever. This weirdness going on. Like people don't give themselves times to be to themselves. And I know people don't like being alone, but sometimes you have to think, get yourself together. But people, try to run and be with these men. I'm just I know I'm not perfect or thinking that I'm better, but I just when something don't feel right to me, guys, that's just how I'm a Scorpio. I have very intuitive. When I feel like something's not right, I'm going to trust my instinct. Like that guy. I knew he was a player. When you light skinned and you tall, definitely a player. There's no such thing, people say, oh, I'm a good guy, and, that's probably what you think. I'm not judging, but it's just like a lot of people don't have time for the BS anymore. Whether you want to be in a relationship or you just need to focus on yourself, get your priorities straight. That's why I have so many trust issues, and people be saying that, well, you need to stop doing this and that, and you know, nope, I have trust issues. when I can trust somebody, they show me that I can't trust them. That's males and females. And that's why I be by myself and people be like, you don't, oh, you don't have no friends. No, and it don't hurt me because I don't have time for foolishness. I don't have time for insecurity, negativity. And males be jealous too. They act like a woman. They act sassy. Cause men they want to be controlling, and then they want to have access to you when they feel like being bothered with you. And I don't have time for that. Cause I came across guys that was trying to be controlling, and they said some things to me in the wrong way, and I told them, "Oh no, we not gonna work." And they look at me crazy. Cause it only take you one time. You to how you act, how you disrespect me, how you come across me. When you show me your red flag, oh baby, that's it. There's no ifs and ands about it. We're not gonna meet back up. We're not gonna have no more conversations. That's just me personally. That's how I roll. I don't know how everybody else roll, but that's how I roll. And yeah, they be blowing my phone up. I'm like, baby, don't call me. I did have a good time, but I don't think we on the same level. That's just my honest opinion. Good morning. But yeah, the mission guy was trying to play me. Because some told me to ask him, was he seeing somebody? And I knew he was. But I just knew anyway that wasn't going to work anyway because we 8 years apart. 8 years apart. He's 24. I'm 32 years old. I'm not trying to play games. Like, if I, relationship wise, I want to be in a real relationship. I'm not trying to play games. I want something stable, and I just want something that I can trust somebody with, not somebody that I gotta look over my shoulder or behind my back to see if they, cheating, and there's just so much going on. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. If you be with somebody, if you don't, you don't. I'm not gonna be crying about it. It's just a lot of people ask me, why I'm not with nobody. I said, cause people don't know how to treat me. Then they be trying to set me up. I be like, mm-mm. Everybody be trying to do that and it don't work because the guy be goofy. He don't know how to talk. And it's like I don't have time babysitting no man that don't know how to communicate with me, don't know how to properly introduce himself. That's why I said I'm not finna babysit no man. You just don't be having time for all that no more. It's just that's why I said I just probably be by myself. I just don't have time. And I don't be paying these men any attention. Like, I just stay to myself. I don't be like, oh, I need a man. And I don't. I really don't. I don't be doing all that. I just stay to myself. I really do. I need to get me some sleep tonight. That way I make sure. Do my content, do my shorts, and I'm going to get me some sleep. But I don't understand it, y'all. I just don't. I just get disappointed every time. So, all right, this Jordyn Woods lip combo. Let me see. She got the dark brown, and she got like it's just like dang. Sometimes you do just get upset because you just be like you be trying to give people a chance, and these folks trying to be players. And I said I knew he'd be talking to those women when I go to the mission. But that's why I said you better stop before you catch something, because these women don't care. They're going to give it to you. They don't care, and you can't get mad. Like at the end of the day, I'm really glad that I am by myself because I don't have to deal with ignorance like that and worry about, my boyfriend, cheating on me, seeing, other one behind my back, playing me, you do be concerned. It's like, but yep, I just get disappointed after disappointment. Like Storm Monroe said, there ain't nothing out here but disappointment and STDs. So that's my story of my life. That what happened to me yesterday. And people just not true of who they are and who they say they are. A lot of people are liars, fake, phony. So I just don't be caring no more. People be like, oh, he like you, and I don't know. I just don't be caring. But cause you just be questioning like, I'm gonna be treated right, and do I have to worry about you, being with other women and flirting? That's the thing that you have to worry about. I don't know. I think I'm gonna talk about the dating world next Tuesday. I like having talks with you guys. I'll make a video. Um, but yeah, it's just too much going on out here. Too many people with STDs and people just trying to pass it along and don't care. And it is what it is. Hold on. I'm gonna say I'm gonna make my wig tomorrow. Um, I bought me some hair. We'll see if it's meant for me to do it. But any questions for me, like about my reality of these people that are no good, and I just keep attracting, men like that. I don't know. I don't know what to say or do because I know everybody keeps saying, use discernment, and I just did. I have always have. I'm not close to anybody. I don't really trust anybody. A lot of people just been showing me their true selves. Um, like I tell you guys before, like when I was asking, females to help me to get a job, they don't want to do it, and I get depressed because I want to live a better life. Um, I do want to move away from where I'm at, and I want to enjoy life. I want to be free. I definitely do want to be happy, but sometimes I feel like I'm not going to get there. That's how I feel. Um, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I get tired of the same men that come in different forms trying to play me like I'm a prostitute and I'm not a prostitute. Like, I'm not saying, hey, I'm available, I'm needy. And I don't even be in men's face. And that's the crazy thing. I don't do that. But they still come to me. I don't know. My life's just been very disappointing and hard. And it's just been a lot of letdowns. Like, people pretend that they are a good person, they care about you, they're going to do for you. And it just be a lie, you know? And I just don't know who to trust anymore. I just really don't. Because it's just so many weirdness of people that comes around me act like they're loving, caring, and they're really not. And I just feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm surrounded by demonic people. Um, they always talk about they in the church, and it doesn't mean nothing because of your attitude. And no, I haven't been to a church in a very long time. I went to my family church, and that didn't end so well. People start acting funny, and then you be trying to go to churches, but it's just a lot of people are just not who they say they are, unfortunately. And you do your best to try to be supportive, but you can't. And I have been through so much traumatizing situations, and someone on the live Saturday gonna say that I need to headband loving woman. I don't have a headband. I was thinking about putting a headband on. Um, that I need to choose between God and astrology. And it's like, what you mean? Because you said, I do believe in God, but you were saying I be looking at, I guess, the horoscopes of people, in which people be saying that's be like witchcraft. We don't know what's real, to be honest with you. Um, but I just feel what I know and I feel, and people may not agree with it, and that's fine. Um, I do see stuff. I don't know how. I think I do have some type of power. Like, I can see when people lie, and I can see when people are trying to be a player, like the young man. He was trying to be a player, to me. And it just was something in his eyes and the way he handed me the paper. And that's why I text him and I confirmed. I was like, are you single? You seeing somebody? And it took him about 12 hours to respond. I know you seen it. You was trying to find a way to, um, what to say. That's what you was trying to do because you promised, say, should I lie to her or what? But I'm gonna say one thing. I do thank him for his honesty because some men they would just straight up lie and say, "Nah, I'm single," just to get with you for a minute and then go on to the next. So I do thank him for being completely honest with me with that. And I just told him thank you. Good luck and take care of yourself. Because I'm not with that. And I don't know why you think I would be. Everybody's not down with that cheating mess. If you're in a relationship, you should be happy that you have a relationship and stay in that relationship as possible. Don't be out here cheating on her. That's why I say if you don't want to be in a relationship and you just want to casually just date people, then you need to make that specifically clear with people you are with who are down with that. Then if not, then you just need to be to yourself. I don't like men, because that's a big turnoff. I don't like men lie. I don't like when men trying to play games or trying to run game on me. That's not a big turn on to me. Or trying to talk nasty to me. That's not how I am, and I wasn't brought up that way. It's just a lot of men don't know how to talk to women. Hey, how you doing? You know, you're okay, you're all right. Men just don't know how to talk to women no more because of the music. The music done brainwashed 95% of everyone because everybody want to be bisexual. And that's nothing wrong for them, but I'm speaking for me. I'm not bisexual. I like and I love men, okay? And I feel like it kind of really messed up females' minds and it also messed up men minds because they don't know who they want to be with. It caused a lot of confusion and there's just a lot of risky things trying to be in both relationships. Or I don't know if I was the set would have been the second or I could have been the fourth. Who knows? But you have to be careful out here and you have to be upfront with people and you have to use discernment. And that's what I've been doing when I've been, meeting these guys, thinking that they may be okay. They have a good job. They're not out there in the streets, but at the end of the day, they are players, and I had to cut them off. I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna risk my life for that. So you just use discernment, ladies. I don't care how cute or handsome the guy may be, or a good paying job. You just gotta be careful of who you interact with and you protect your peace, your energy, and your spirit. Um, it's just so much. Hey, girl, did you listen to the full story that I was telling Tiffany? Did you listen to it? Cause I just understand these men out here they off the chain, off the chain out here. Cause it's like people say I can do what I want to do, but they don't want to see the consequences of their actions. Or when the female tells them, they get mad. And it's like, why you get mad? Because I'm telling the truth. You can't try to mistreat me or thinking that you're gonna get away with something. That's not fair. That's not right. Okay, Tiffany. I'm gonna give you the rundown right quick, and then and then I gotta bounce. Okay, so I was telling the chat that I went to go get my missions done yesterday. So the person that was doing my missions, I knew them, but I didn't really know them because I haven't seen them probably 2 years. Because last year I think or the year before they had left. So when I saw him back in 2023, he had like locks or twists and he had glasses. So he was trying to talk to me then. So I said, okay, how old are you? He said he was 22 years old. And I said, you too young because I was 30 at the time. So we 8 years apart. So he got mad. He said, everybody tell me that. He said, I got my own place. I got my own car. And I told him, I said, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. I said, I'm not being funny, but if you're too young, you're just too young. So he got mad with me. So I think it was last year. He he said that he wasn't going to be working at the mission place. He's going to be traveling somewhere else. He texted me. I just said okay, because I don't deal with the petty and silly mindset of people. So yesterday I got my mission done. So it was him, but he looked totally different. His hair is cut, no glasses. He gained some weight because he was skinny. Looked nice on him. And of course, he was light skinned. And he was saying that, yeah, you got to next year, your mission will be done, and this and that. I said, okay, thank you. Then he told me to get in the car. He closed it. He said, oh, by the way, you're really beautiful. And I just said, thank you. Because, I just did my eyebrows. I didn't do no makeup. And I just had a skull cap on with some glasses. That's all I had, Tiffany. And so he said, it's a kiosk, blase, blase. He was saying, I said, okay, I know that. I just let him talk. So he said, if you have any questions, let me know. He said, he wrote his number on the mission paper. And he said, my name is Raw. And it was the way he handed me the paper. It was like this sneakiness, and I don't know, I can't explain. So then I said, he looked familiar. I said, you know what, let me see. So I went in my contacts, and that was the same person. I said, wow. I said, okay. So I text him. I said, oh, hey, I'm going to say, Sean, I didn't pay no attention. You cut your hair. You look different. I'm the young lady from before. I think last year or the year before you got mad with me because I said you was too young. So I'm the lady that just left. And I said, Happy New Year to you. Yes, Tiffany, wow. So he texted back. He waited about 3. That was probably about 12 or 1. And he said, Happy New Year to you. And then I said, when he responded, I said, hey, I have a quick question. And I'm not trying to come off a certain way. I just want to be honest. Are you seeing anyone right now? And how old are you? 24, right? He didn't respond. He texted me at 6 o'clock this morning, Tiffany. And that scared the mess out of me because I was asleep. And he said, I'm taken. And I'm like, you must thought I was a fool. You must trying to be trying to be a player. And I said, thanks for being honest. I will respect that and take care. What is too young? He was too young. He was 22. I know when y'all must think we stupid. We know young men in their 20s. Y'all be trying to get with these older women. Y'all know y'all do. So I don't know why people be trying to act like, what you mean by young? Yes, Tiffany, that's what I'm talking about. See, I use discernment because I had a feel. I said, I don't know. I said, he seemed like a player. Yes, Tiffany, the nerve of him. Like, I tell you how many guys that hit on me, they have a whole woman at home, and people act like something wrong with me, like I have a problem. And I'm like, I don't get down like that. I don't share men. I don't be in no chaos. I'm not in no drama. I don't do no threesome. So I'm like, why y'all trying to see something wrong with me? That's everybody don't get down like that. I know the music industry made it popular and it's disgusting. That's why STDs are outrageous. Yeah, I would have been his side chick. Yeah. And I don't think I said he got some nerve. Now, see, I don't know how old his current girlfriend is, so I don't know if she's the same age as him or he have a older, woman. I know you're in your 40s. No, I'm not in my 40s, babes. I'm 32 years old. I'm not I'm not old. I don't look old. I have a old mentality maybe, but I'm not 40. I'm 32. Thank you. Get it right. Get it right, baby. I don't look 40. Thank you. Most men want to use women, yeah, for sexual preference. That's it. And that's why I said they don't stop because it's so much going on out here. Like it's diseases out here. People up here crying, saying that I trusted him, and we did date for 3 months, and you know you just don't know people no more. You have to question their moves. You have to set up boundaries right then and there. That's why I said you have a girlfriend, and you know, and you have to ask questions and stuff like that. You can't just let stuff slide because they think if you let stuff slide, they think that you're stupid and they can get away with stuff. You can't do that. You can't do that nowadays because you can't trust these men. I'm telling you. Because it's always some type of drama. And, these days you be scared to date men because you don't know what they got going on mentally, physically, emotionally. You just don't know. But yeah, that what tickled me today. I mean, yesterday and today that he was trying to get me as a side piece. because you have to ask questions. And I knew something then with the waiting period of him, texting me because he was on his phone when I got there. So just trying to be a player. So I get tired of people telling me how Wit's young and this and that. I know. My intuition tell me that. I had a feeling he was a player. When you light skinned, good looking, you get all the girls. Am I married? No, babes. I'm single. I'm single. Living single. You got to. It's hard to date. I don't know why people act like people when it comes to me, then we're finna get ready to close this. Um when it comes to me, people feel like I lie. Like I say that I don't have a boyfriend. I never been on a date. I just never really had a real relationship with anyone. And people feel like I'm lying because they looking at how I look, my face and my body. And yeah, people try to judge you. Oh, she must be a slut or this and that. No, because I'm not dressing provocative. And you can go on my social media. I don't do that. Okay. I don't do that. I don't show my body. I just did the Bratz dolls, them dresses that I had. That's it. But y'all know that. Yeah, so it's hard to really date people, you know. Yep, and people have nerves to be players. But like I said, Tiffany, I don't know you gone. You probably are, but all I have to say that I do appreciate him, his honesty. But no, he shouldn't been flirting. It's okay to speak. How you doing? Does just talk about real life situation. You don't have to be all touchy and flirty. You knowing that you have somebody. Have a great day. No, I'm good, babe. I'm not trying to be with anybody right now because I'm really working on myself. And I think that's why God bring people in. He's testing me to see if I'm going to fall for their tricks. And I had to use discernment and I had to love myself. So I'm still in my healing phase. It's been a very long time. And I never got a chance to pour more love into myself because I'm always doing for people or, putting other people first. So I'm not really into dating right now. I don't know, maybe later this year, or later next year, or 2027, who knows? But right now, my priority is just trying to build myself financially, you know, trying to find jobs and, things of that nature. So that's what I'm really trying to do and be better with myself, with my confidence, and learning to love myself more each and every day. So I'm not really there, wanting to date because I'm not chasing a man. I used to do that in my 20s, but I stopped that long time ago. So I just mostly just be in my feminine energy, observing and just staying out the way, relax and minding my business and eating and just trying to just enjoy life that has full of problems and you know yeah, I'm everybody friend. Of course I'm everybody friend on here. But it's sad how this world thinks of women. um they don't really see women as women anymore. It's just like prostitution, quick sex, and go about your business type of mentality. Sad, but that's the world we live in. So protect yourself, use discernment, and just be happy with you, ladies and gentlemen. I know it happened with males too, but just be to yourself. Don't worry about dating. It comes. Just try to live for you. So I've been by myself for a long time. I know how it feels, but at the same time, I'm just comfortable to just being to myself because that's the only person I can trust. Everybody else just full of shit. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me with this Jordyn Woods inspired makeup tutorial. I can't wait for you guys to watch my video tomorrow. I'm going to be realistic about what's going on with me because you guys may have seen my face expressions or how tired I've been. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. Check that video out tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And yeah, thank you guys. And I will see you guys Wednesday. All right. I love you. Take care of yourselves. And the new year's coming in. So we got 3 days left of 2025. I love y'all dearly. And